And yesterday I went a little off topic because of circumstances happening around the world, basically. But here's the thing: October is my favorite month of the year, kinda. And I'm going to explain to you why, and you'll see what I'm trying to say in a minute. But before I keep on going, we had decided that in October we were going to do all kinds of things with my hair, my makeup, and hair that I own, but it's not necessarily in my head right now. And because of Halloween. And then yesterday happened and it didn't feel right to start it yesterday. That doesn't mean I'm not going to start anything weird going on from here on out. I love Halloween. I absolutely love Halloween. I don't see it as what the so-called Christians call it. I actually see it more of the day before the Day of the Dead kind of situation, and I absolutely love it. Plus, I think dead people should be respected and they should be made part of the family, because at the end of the day, a person really doesn't die until you forget about them. And at this point in my life, I have enough family and friends that have passed away to know that if I don't keep them alive in my heart, then they're really gone. And I can't do that. So I have this friendly relationship with the dead, if you want to call it that. But more important than that, I've always liked Halloween because on Halloween you can always dress up as whatever you want. And the first year that I actually did my own costume, I dressed as Wonder Woman. I'm not going to tell you the story, but let's just say that I had glitter up my wazoo for the entire month of October, because the actual headband actually made it with the old style glitter. The one that's like really thick and big and doesn't come with a glue, you have to glue it. So I had what we in Puerto Rico call escarcha all over myself the entire month. I mean, you would see glitter everywhere. And I'm hoping that I can bring back some of that glittery fascination back again. I went to Walmart to get some kind of custom like makeup that I was thinking of doing certain things with, and then and I don't do Walmart at all. I hate Walmart. But I saw this because I it's the only place around here that has the boxes that I want for packing for my apartment move. And I saw this little stand for Wet and Wild with all this cool makeup. And by the time I got there was none. Come to find out that number one, it's all online, so I can get it online. Hopefully, by the time I want to buy it, it's still available. And two, more important, a company called Candy. What's the name of it? I forgot the name of the company. I want to say Hard Candy is the name of the company. I bought one of their eye shadow palettes, and I believe it's similar to one of the ones I was looking at from Wet n Wild, so I may not have to buy it. The highlighters, which is something that I really wanted to get, they didn't have the colors that I wanted, and the colors that they had available were the ones I already own, so that kind of like, ugh. But we'll see what happens. We are coming up with some crazy ideas on what we wanted to wear on makeup and whatnot. So in the meantime, you just have to make do with the purple lipstick today, because I still don't feel right about putting on the crazy makeup. Maybe tomorrow we'll start with that. But the reason why I said that it was something that you would understand later is Halloween is October 31st. October 31st is the last day of the month before my birth month. So, of course, I celebrate my birthday for 22 days, Halloween and the 21 days after it, because my birthday is November 21st. Now, you add to that my daughter, I'm sorry, something hurts here and I'm trying to like, it's not working. My daughter's birthday is on the 13th. So we have a lot of reason to celebrate in this house in November. And we've always had a thing about Halloween. And it is not just me, it's her dad. It's pretty much, if you've lived in this house at any point in time, you know how much Halloween means to us. Unfortunately, because those 4 days before Halloween is when we're moving from one apartment to the other, we cannot decorate or do anything, because then we would have to like destroy everything and put it, it's just too much hassle. So we're not going to do that. But don't be too surprised if around me you see things, because I am packing the stuff here. So there are pieces of furniture that I will be able to move easier because they'll be empty. And you might see a witch or something else. So stay tuned for that if you like Halloween. If you don't like Halloween, then I'm sorry. You're going to have to deal with it. Now, going back to Healthy Tuesdays, today we're going to talk about a very special topic to me. And the topic is that of rest. People seem to be under the delusion that we're supposed to be going, and I'll sleep when I'm dead and all this other stuff. Well, let's keep in mind that if you don't sleep, you'll be dead sooner than you think. So you will sleep before you know it. I don't believe in going until I'm dead. Now, don't take me wrong. If I have a particular project, I am going to probably stay awake anyway, worrying about it. So I might as well do something about that project while I'm worrying about it. But that's just a personality. That's a personality issue. It has nothing to do with the actual project. I do love staying up late. I'm more of a night person. I usually get my best ideas about when I'm writing, when I'm up late. In fact, when I was still drawing and painting, I used to paint my best work when I was up until all hours of the night. I don't drink, so it's not an alcoholic thing. I don't mean it that way. I'm sorry. It's not like an alcohol induced thing, is what I'm trying to say. I don't really go out and party. I stopped doing that when I was like 23, so 23, 24. So that's not it either. It's just a matter of, I don't know. For some reason, and this is really weird, I'll get really sleepy at about 9, between 9 and 10. And then if I don't go to sleep between 9 and 10, I'll be awake till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And if I don't pay attention to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll stay up pretty much all night. And that's when I get the most incredible ideas. So I'm used to that whole staying up late. But the one thing that I know for a fact is that human beings need their sleep. More importantly, if you're not going to sleep a full night's sleep, like 8, 9 hours, I would suggest taking a nap. And in your case, if you're going to sleep like 3, 4 hours a day, I would suggest taking a 1 hour nap. It will help a lot. Now, before I continue, in the interest of full disclosure, I need to explain to you that I was a mattress salesperson for a year. And people sometimes thought that the advice I would give them was because I was a mattress salesperson and I wanted some money. And that is not correct. Now, as far as the whole mattress, dirt inside the mattress, and oh my God, what's it called? It's not bed bugs, because bed bugs are an issue. But it's the dust mites. Yes, dust mites. As far as the dust mites, here is my actual philosophy on that. If I'm selling you a cover for a bed because it will keep your bed cleaner from dust mites, then I cannot sell you on the idea that you should change your bed every 6 years. Because it makes no sense. If you're putting mattress covers on your bed should last you more than 6 years. Now, having said that, I will also say that the beds that are made nowadays are not as good as the beds that were made a long time ago. And what I mean by that is, especially the ones that are, and I'm trying to be careful how I say it because I don't want to sound rude or anything like, but those that conform to your body, and I'm not going to say the material, I don't think they last as long. And this is my personal opinion. The reason why I say that is because if the material is conforming to your body and then going back to normal, conforming to your body and then going back to normal, there's going to come a point where it's just not going to have that resiliency. It's just nature. It's just natural that it wouldn't do it. So in my case, I'm going to give you an example. I had surgery 2014. Was it 14? Hold on. He had the surgery in the 2015. My dad passed away 2000. Yeah, in 2014 I had surgery for gallbladder. And that year we purchased a bed. The bed was all, I want to say foam core, but it's not foam core. That's not the name of the material, but it's one of those beds that doesn't have any springs and it's just supposed to conform to your body. Even though I knew the whole thing about the heat and whatnot, I couldn't afford the bed with the eye comfort or any of those beds that have like the cooler surface. So I ended up buying this bed. And first of all, I don't like hard beds. I cannot stand hard beds. Hubby, on the other hand, can sleep on the floor. So he doesn't mind a very hard bed, a firm, as they call it in the business. I can't stand extra firm. All that stuff about extra firm, I'm like, no, I don't think so. And here's the thing, and this is the theory. When you're sold a bed and we tell you to go firmer, it's because after you put your mattress cover and if you decide to put a crate on it or whatever you decide to put, you can make a firm mattress less firm by what you're putting on it. Plus, as time goes on, it's going to be less firm because you've been sleeping on it. However, if you buy an extra soft bed, you can't make that firmer unless you put a freaking piece of wood on top of it, and it's still going to be an issue because it's going to lopside as time goes on. So we always told our customers that they should get firmer instead of softer beds. Having said that, I would never buy an extra firm bed, but that's just me. And it's because I hate firm beds. And even though I know I can buy certain materials and foam mattress toppers and all this other stuff so that it makes it a little less firm, there's no there's no way you can make it enough that my bottom would handle it. I have a big behind, and there is a ridiculous amount of space between my lower back and my behind. So when I lay down on the bed, even though I really don't care for foam beds, I do need some sort of foam topper because that way my behind can make my back land. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but what I'm trying to say is that it's my lower back ends up being closer to the actual mattress and I don't have to lay sideways. But the thing about it is I love laying sideways. I hate sleeping on my back, which is weird because when I was a kid I used to love sleeping on my back, but now I don't. And it doesn't really matter how I sleep, I always get pain in my back. Now, what I was telling you is in 2014, we decided to buy a mattress. And we went with one of those foam huggable beds. And that was the worst mistake I've ever made in my life. Now, we've only had it for 3 years, and I can't wait till I get rid of it. And I was planning on doing it when I move. Unfortunately, I had to move a month ahead, and because I haven't made as much money as I wanted to do, I don't see myself spending the money on a bed right now. So I'm going to have to hold off on that idea. But I have to be honest with you, I can't stand that bed. And people say, well, spring beds are going out of fashion. I don't care. Give me a spring bed with a mattress top. Well, not a mattress topper because I don't like the ones with a mattress topper. But what I mean is that I can add a mattress topper any day of the week before you give me a foam core bed. I just can't stand them. But that's my personal experience. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up the topic of rest and sleep is because when we are in our 20s and in our 30s, we're into going out and having fun and whatnot, and we really don't think a lot about sleep. When we get to our 50s and our 60s, we start to see the value in taking a nap and getting a full night's sleep. But there's two things. Are you getting enough sleep? And is that sleep actually restful? And what I mean by that is, last 3 weeks I've had a fairly good night's sleep in terms of I go to bed anywhere between 12 and 1, and I wake up anywhere between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning, and I have slept through the night. Like I did not wake up not once, as far as I can remember. But I can't tell you that I'm having a restful sleep. Number one, I wake up in pain, so that's definitely not good. Number two, and this happens every once in a while, not all the time, but you can tell that you have not had a restful sleep because if your body's tired, then you definitely didn't have one. But it's just a mental fog, I guess is what I call it, that happens when your brain hasn't had a chance to really rest. Now, I'm not an expert, but I think I read somewhere that your brain really doesn't get any rest. It's always doing something. And it makes sense because if you're trying to stay alive, your brain has to keep that function that makes you breathe. If you haven't noticed, you've never woken up with a purple arm because you slept on top of your arm all night and it stopped running circulation. That's because your brain sends a message to your body to move when you're pinching a particular part of your body. Now, in some cases, and some people have been woken up by that, by the way, but still, your brain's the one that does that. Your brain's the one that makes you turn from one side of the other as it feels more comfortable or less comfortable. So your brain really never gets a rest. However, compared to other things, it is barely working, if you know what I mean. It's like a computer. When you keep a computer on at night and you hit that sleep button, it's still on, but it's not doing a lot of things. Well, your body's the same way. Your brain is always on, but it's not doing the same things when you're sleeping. However, if you're not having a restful sleep, it will alter everything you do in the rest of the day. And that's what I want to emphasize for us middle-aged people. And it is this. If you have a job, obviously taking a nap is going to be a little harder for you. But if you work from home, if you have two part-time jobs instead of a full-time job, I think you should always take a nap. We should take a page from Europeans. Europeans have a 2-hour lunch. And the reason why they have a 2-hour lunch is because they eat, they take a nap, and then they come back to work. Now, there are some places in Europe that want to do away with that. And I hope they never do because they have it right and we have it wrong. You see, when you go to a place of business and you work and they barely give you half an hour to have your lunch and then come back to work, they're not giving your brain a chance to rest. Then they're surprised when you make a lot of mistakes. And by the way, they have tested and they have noticed that when people come back from their breaks, if the break is not long enough, they usually make more mistakes than when shut up, that's my dog. They usually figure out that they make more mistakes if you don't give them an adequate break. That's my dog, sorry. So, what is the solution for this? I don't have a solution for you if you work outside the home. I honestly don't. If you work inside the home, you need to figure out a way of giving yourself a break in the middle of the day. And I don't mean take a half-hour lunch break, eat in 10 minutes, take a 15-minute nap, and then go back to work 5 minutes later. No. I mean take a full hour or even longer and go ahead, eat your meal, take a nap, relax, and then stretch and come back to work. It's the only way. You need adequate sleep. I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care how motivated you are. And this is something that we really need to talk about because sometimes we're so motivated because we have a project that is, I don't know, a passion project or something that you really want to do. And you get so involved in everything that you forget to take a break. You need to take breaks. You need to take naps. Need to sleep a normal day. I don't care if you think 6 hours is enough, 7 hours is enough, 8 hours is enough. I know people that sleep 9 hours a day. Whatever you need for you to recover, that's what you need to take. The reason why I tell you this is because I see a lot of my friends, they don't get enough sleep. They definitely don't take a nap. Saturday comes and they wake up at 4:30 in the afternoon because their body is so exhausted that doesn't wake up until the afternoon. They've lost an entire day. I think it would be easier if you slept a little longer during the week, and that way you would have a normal sleeping arrangement on the weekend and you wouldn't miss a day. I'm just saying. So I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about naps? What do you think about sleeping through the night? How many hours do you sleep during the night? I am really interested to find out. Now, until I see you again, thank you very much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.